Alright guys, welcome aboard. I'm going to continue my little series of flights in the new Just Flight Piper Warrior 2 that was just released the other week. Really enjoying this plane. I thought we'd do a fun little sightseeing flight, VFR from Gillespie Field in San Diego. We're going to head out over the mountains, out to the desert, and we're going to go to Borrego Springs. A pretty short flight, but I thought it'd just be kind of fun to highlight some of the scenery along the way here through the mountains and out into the desert. So let's take a look at the VFR chart, and I'll show you what we're going to be looking at here. So here we are at Gillespie, right in the center, and we're going to take off, and we're going to head out to the east. We're going to go over these mountains right here, and we're kind of coming up to the edge here. We'll head for the Julian VOR, and right over here, let me go ahead and zoom in, is Borrego Springs. So we're going to land at Borrego Springs, and then I thought we'd have a little bit of fun here and take a look at some of the sights that there are to see here in Borrego Springs. So let's go ahead and jump in the plane and get started. Let's get our battery on, and we'll get our fuel pump on along with our mixture. And I'm going to adjust the volume here as I go. Hopefully, I think the last video I did, I realized that the volume was kind of loud on the fuel pump, so I think I've got it turned down right now. We'll come over here, go to our left fuel tank. You can hear the fuel pump kind of change a little bit. And you also see our fuel pressure starts coming up here. So we are ready to start up. Open the throttle just a little bit. And we're good to go. Throttle back. Bring the mixture, lean it out a little bit. And let's see here, we can put our strobes on, we'll put our landing light on. I think our nav lights are already on, yep. And actually, I'm going to turn up our panel lights here, just for the heck of it. Why not? And let's see here, let's bring up the map. Hopefully it works. Sometimes my map doesn't work for some reason. It gets all skewed and everything, but we're just going to tune nav 1 to the Julian VOR for reference. And we're pretty much going to be heading it, or taking a heading of 030 out towards Julian and into Borrego Springs. Put our transponder on standby. We'll take a look down here at our trim ourselves up just a little bit south, I say all the time, south of the neutral position. So I found it works good here in the plane. AC is off, you can't turn it on. I think our fan is off here. Let me take a closer look. Hitting circuit breakers there. Let's see, one of these is off. There we go, turn that off. It's a nice comfortable day here in Southern California today, about 86 degrees right now in real life. Alright, let's get taxiing and get on our way to Borrego Springs. What we got here? Altitude, yeah, we haven't set any of that. We'll set the instruments once we get over to the end of the runway, or to the run-up area. So, before we do any of this, let's make sure we got our tie downs are good. We'll close our doors. And you can see the volume changes around. Let's see, I think we'll latch it. And since it is a little bit warm, we'll open the window here while we taxi. We'll be taking 27 right, just because it's more convenient from our parking spot here. set the runway at 27 ready. Come over to the run-up area right here really quick and do a quick run-up, set our instruments. Alright, let's go ahead. What are we heading? 330. Pretty much right on. 330. Set our altimeter. I'm just doing this by the altitude. I know what the altitude is right here. I think it's about 340 or something. I guess we can take a look over here. It's been a while since I've flown out of Gillespie. I don't recall what the field elevation is. Let's see here. Gillespie field elevation 388. Okay, that looks good. That was close. Adjust our attitude indicator. Splits right down the center. Got our heading done. PA or true airspeed we're not going to calculate here. We got our altimeter set. Everything else looks good. VOR set. And then right on 030. Altitude. Not sure what that means. Something over here. Let's see, make sure. Oh, altitude for retard. That was the alternator. Forgot to turn that on. Anyway, that's why we got lights to warn us about these things. Okay, so we'll do a quick run up here. Yeah, move this out of the way. Got our brakes on. Make sure Rich, bring it up to 2,000. Temperature is green, water pressure is good. Alright, throttle back, let's close this so it's not as loud. And we are ready for departure. Let's get on our way here. Hopefully the sound is good. I'm always screwing around with the sound on these in this sim. Trying to get the sound just right. And we'll keep it up for the departure, and then I'll turn the sound down on the engines for our flight out. Go to altitude on our transponder. Alright, landing lights are on. Right, got my alternator on this time. Let's go ahead and power up and get out of here. Make our right turn here. Trying to stay coordinated. Kind of hard to do. I'm using the. I don't have rudder pedals. I'm using the twist action of my joystick to do the rudder. So I have to excuse the sloppiness there a little bit. So we're going to try to stay out of the Class B airspace here. And I think we're good up to, let's see here, 4,800, and a little section that's right above us. That's this section right here. Basically, we're going to come up this way and then we'll head out that way towards the VOR. We could kind of cut through the airspace here, but you know, try to keep it a little bit real. And we got to climb up over the mountains too, so that takes a little bit of doing here. Let's do a flyby. There's a Sandus-Santee reservoir. If you look at my prior video, we came in, did a little tour of San Diego, and approached back into Gillespie, just coming over Sandus-Santee reservoir there. We got San Diego back behind us there. This is actually downtown San Diego here. There's Lady Bird Field off in the distance. And I'm going to go ahead and trim my rudder trim here so I can stop holding it on the yoke. Forgot to. I was going to map a couple of keys for that, or my hat switch. I used my hat switch to do my elevator trim, and I'm going to map the left and right to do the rudder trim on it, but forgot to do that. Alright, let's go ahead and let's lean out our mixture here. Passing, where are we? Yeah, we're just out of the airspace here, so we are now clear. Passing 4,700, so like I said, that little spot behind us starts at 4,800. Landing light off. We'll start making our turn here in just a minute. Always nice climbing out of San Diego here over the mountains. And we're going to go over the lake here. I forgot which one that went with this. El Capitan Reservoir. Go ahead and throttle back just a little bit. I really like this this Piper from Just Flight. But it is, I think they had to tweak the power setting on it just a bit to get it just right for cruise. So for instance, at like the proper cruise RPM setting of like 2650-ish, we do get about 118 knots not indicated, but you know, 118 knots on the airspeed. And that's correct, but it does seem to be overpowered for like takeoff. And you know, you can a lot of times I can get the RPM all the way up to 3,000. You know, just in level flight with maybe just a little bit of a descent, which isn't exactly correct. All right, so we're over El Capitan, or just getting there. We're clear of our Class B airspace here, so we're going to start making our turn over to the Julian VOR, and you can see it on our GPS map right there. Take a look outside here. Like I said, great scenery here. I've got a new shot here. I had set this view up. A little bit of an external view sitting off the top of the tail. I think our beacon's on. I think I turned it off by accident. Let me go ahead and see if I can change that without screwing around with the power. I'll make power back here a little bit. Let's see if that worked. No. Well, the beacon's on, but I don't think the nav lights are on. Alright, now the nav lights are on. Hey, there goes the beacon. Maybe I just didn't see it from the outside. Oh, I just bumped my throttle there. Alright, we'll continue our churn over here. Nice view of the reservoir down below us. Alright, we're on a general heading here, and let's see here. You know, we're going to stay at 7,500. I think that's enough to clear us out into the desert here. Power back a little bit. And then retrim our rudder. Get ourselves level and back down to our altitude. See the mountains changing here, out in the desert here. Borrego Springs just over the ridge line right here. We'll start our descent down. Let's keep that centered on the Julian VOR. It's about where we're heading. Maybe we'll take a look at Julian while we pass over. Check. See, here we go on my RPM that I was saying. Definitely overpowered. Normal cruise, like I said, is about 26. I think it's like 2630 or something like that. I always say 2650. And the red line there is 27. So you can see I've got to throttle back quite a bit. See Southern California desert just over the ridge line there, and that's a Salton Sea you can already see. Alright, there's our altitude, 7,500. We could use the autopilot just to hold altitude. If you haven't seen my other video here, the autopilot is pretty basic in the Warrior. It basically has a heading hold and a nav hold and then approach and a reverse course. Just Flight did put in a not real altitude hold. This little white spot right there. If you click that, it'll actually hold the altitude for you. So it's sort of a little secret, not secret, but I guess secret altitude hold. Just to help you out if you want it on a long flight here. Let's take a look at our RPM. There we go. It's a little bit better. We're coming up to the Julian VOR pretty soon. So far, nice and calm. It's not windy today in Southern California, not like it was the last couple of days. Although it's still warm, like I said, it's about 86 over at my house, and I'm just north of San Diego. And about the same in San Diego. At least nice at Gillespie. Gillespie's usually a little bit warmer because it sits in a valley to the east. It's probably a little bit cooler in downtown San Diego, right on the bay, probably in the mid 70s. All right, we can shut our fuel pump off too. Forgot about that. Lots of nice scenery out here, like I said. Always love flying around the mountains here, out to the desert from San Diego. Used to fly out of Gillespie Field in real life in a Warrior here, and Archers, Cessna 172, well 172 every once in a while, but mostly the Warrior and 152s. I just wanted to putz around. 152s are always fun. I'm looking to maybe pick up see if anybody's got a good 152 model for X-Plane. It'll be slow flying, but it will be a lot of fun. So we are coming up to Julian here. If you ever visit Southern California, Julian's a nice spot to go to in the fall. There's Julian's right over here. It's sort of the last stop, right on the top of the mountains here. And we'll take a little closer look when we get over here. But Julian has a real nice fall festival they do, and sort of like an apple festival. They grow lots of apples out here. You come up here and get apple pie and pumpkin pie, and see the foliage. A lot of this, being up in the mountains here, we do get foliage, trees changing color. This is sort of the south side of Julian here. You can see a lot of these apple orchards out throughout the area. We're already descending down a little bit here, but that's fine because it's kind of a steep descent into Borrego, which you can see just coming on our map right here. Right over there, L08, Lima 08. So what we're going to do is just kind of drop down over the ridge line here, and then we'll start some sort of a descent into Borrego Springs. I have to say, all of my time flying in Southern California, I never did go to Borrego Springs for some reason. I even pulled out my logbook and started looking back through it to see if maybe I'd done a touch and go there at some point, and nope. Never been to Borrego Springs, unfortunately, so I'm making up for it in X-Plane. You can see we're pretty much flying right over downtown. Let's jump out of the airplane here for a minute. So we're flying right over Julian. This is it. This is the extent of the downtown area. You kind of come up this way. There's lots of nice little restaurants and shops, and pick up knickknacks and buy apple pie. There's a gold mine someplace around here. You can go take a tour, and it's just a nice weekend day trip. And let's see if we can see the VOR over here. Looks like it's just up ahead of us here. Let's see. You can usually see it right on the top of the ridge line over here. I think it's out here somewhere. We'll find it. Let's take a look right there. We're just about over the top of it. Let's jump out of the plane and have a look-see. Is there around here somehow? I think we're flying like right over it. there it is. I wonder if that's the actual VOR though. I think it's actually modeled in the sim here, because it looks like it's off to the side for us a little bit. But that was the cone that we were looking at. Well, that was it. Our fuel tank switching over. Alright, so we are now sort of, let's see, almost officially in the desert. We're over the top of the mountains here. This is all ORTHO4XP photorealistic scenery that I did at, I believe, zoom level 16. Comes out looking nice, especially for VFR flying. I knew I was going to be doing VFR flying, so I didn't want to take up too much space on the hard drive, but I wanted it to look decent enough. Now, there's our VOR right there. That's modeled. Take a closer look at that. Right there. Checking our RPM. Alright, and we'll kind of start a little bit of a descent here. A nice slow descent. You can already see Borrego Springs right out here. Take a look at the actual weather. Let me go ahead and bring that up for you. Take a look at the. We have it. No observation there. It says it's got an AWOS 126.575. Let's see if we can get that in the actual sim. 126.575. Let's see. We'll go to COM 2. 26. 5. Where am I doing? 5. 7.
Borrego Valley weather.
There we go.
Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 26, dew point -1. Altimeter 2991.
So winds calm. We'll see what runway we want to land at. I don't know. I think what we'll do is we'll come down, do a descent here right over sort of downtown, if you can call it downtown, Borrego Springs. We'll enter a right downwind, and then come around and land that way. And then I thought we'd jump out of the airplane and at least take a look at some of the interesting sights that unfortunately are not on the scenery here, but if you ever come out this way, it's a little bit of an interesting thing to see here. I can tell we're throttling up on our RPM there, so I get that back down. We'll start our official descent here, so we'll go to 2500. Fuel pump on, landing light on. Get our yoke back on. Come down here and retrim a little bit. You can see my ball is sliding off to the left there a little bit. You can hear the wind noise increasing too. Back a little bit more. Alright, let's dive down here. You can see we're over the ridge right there, so we are clear of that. We can start doing our ear popping descent. So good thing we don't have any kids on board, because their ears would be popping right now. We are descending the 1,500 feet per minute, which isn't too bad, but we're coming out of 7,000 all the way down to, I don't know what the field elevation is here, but I'm guessing it's pretty low. Let's take a look out here. You can see there's a couple, like, you know, people live out here, but there's a couple little sort of resort golf course places. Another one over here, and there's some campgrounds where you can camp right at the foothills over here and back around this other side, and go do hiking up in the mountains here. So we'll fly right over downtown. As we descend out here, let's go look at that tail view. Here we go, some of the, like I said, some of the golf courses right there. Actually, some of them are pretty nice if you take a look at them online. Nice little getaway. This thing here is actually, it looks like it's just, I don't know, we'll fly over and take a look at it, but in real life, I think it's a solar generator. So there's a tower in the center, and there's mirrors all around it that, you know, shoot into the tower, and they generate power. We're going to take a look at a little bit of interesting. In fact, you know what? I'm going to fly over here just for the heck of it. We're going to take a look at something when we get on the ground here. We get a little bit ways to descend here anyway. We're going to come out this way, right over here. Basically, right over here is what we're going to be looking at. And I just want to see, out of curiosity, if it's actually here on the sim. Kind of see it. I'm not going to tell you what it is until we actually land and take a look at it. Alright, let's go ahead and let's stay level right here. We're at about 1,400. We'll come back around and we'll do that downwind, and then have a look-see. Show you my little Borrego Springs tour. Matter of fact, once we're down here, since we're down this way, we'll go ahead and land on the opposite direction. So we'll make a base entry here to whatever that runway is. I don't know if that's like 06 or something. I don't know. All right, so let's throttle back. Let's get slowed up here. We'll go to 1 notch of flaps there. We're below 100. I think 103 is 103 or 111, I can't remember. That's the limit for the first notch of flaps. We'll come down here, we'll go mixture rich, fuel pumps on, landing lights on. And I think we're trimmed up pretty close here. We're at 80. Over the golf course. This is the beauty of flying VFR too. And this is how you do it. You can do whatever you want within reason, obviously. All right, second notch of flaps. And we're turning final. Pretty short, so I'm going to go full flaps. Throttle is at idle. But yeah, flying VFR. Want to go look at something? Go for it. And I think somebody did model this airport. It looks pretty good from what I can tell. Take a look at it in real life. For the most part, it's pretty much right on. but I think somebody modeled it. It's available on online, so I'm going to take a look at that and see if it's got any better updates there. All right, so we're a little bit high here, but plenty of runway. Let's see if I can grease this one. I'm still getting used to this this model. It seems to want to come in a little bit fast. If you actually came in slow like the real plane, it tends to want to really plop down on the runway. Layering a little high there. Alright, throttle back. Go ahead and hit my brakes here. We'll take this turn off. Alright, flaps up. Come over here and park and do our little sightseeing tour of Borrego Springs. Make sure lean that out a little bit. Fuel pump off, landing light off, the strobes off too. So from what I can tell by looking at Google, this is pretty much what it looks like. Obviously there's a little bit more shrubbery here than my flat ortho provides. Let's taxi over here. We'll shut down and take a little tour there. I'll show you what I want to show you. So in real life, yeah, there's a trailer right here. It's kind of the main office. And this building right here apparently is a little restaurant where you can fly out here and get your $100, or I guess in today's dollar, $150 hamburger. I guess we'll stop right on the pad, VIP. Alright, let's go ahead and shut everything down here. Get our parking brake full on, and all our lights are off. We'll go mixture idle cutoff. Get all this off. Ignition off. I think we're good to go here for our little stay in Borrego Springs. Go ahead and open our door up. Unlatch it. Let's see. There we go. Hop on out. Let's go take a look at some stuff. So we'll leave the plane like this, and let me go ahead and show you this. This is kind of interesting. Come over here and take a look at the Google Maps view. So here we are at the airport. This is Borrego Springs. And if you take a look at it, that's pretty much what it is. Here's our little building that we parked right in front of, right here. We're on that little pad. And there's a little restaurant here. So if we take a look at the street view, look at that. There's some little, I can't see exactly how to say that, Asiago restaurant. You can come over here and get a burger. Looks like you can go sit up here. Watch the planes go by. Maybe they got a TV over here. They got an antenna. But here we are, Borrego Springs. You're in a hangar. Hey, look at that. And you can set up a shop right over here. You know what? Yeah, I bet you if you set up a little hot dog stand right there, you'd probably get people coming in for $150 hot dogs. Anyway, what we're going to do, let's go ahead and zoom out here and get situated back up north. The other north. There we go. North up. All right, so we're going to go. Oh, let me show you this here. Here we go. Here's what I was looking at. That other little spot that looked like it was agricultural. I think at one point they had a tower here and a solar setup, and I think they probably reduced it. It looks like this here. Here's the tower, I think. I'm not sure, but these are all solar panels. Maybe it's not a tower anymore. Maybe it's just a regular solar, just picking up solar sites there. These are golf courses that we flew over. Tennis courts, got a pool. You come over here. I think you can rent like little bungalows or something around here, and have a little stay. Anyway, where we're going is we're going downtown here. So if you follow this road here, you got a couple little places. What's this? Bighorn Bar and Grill. Nice. And here's these camping sites I told you about. So we've got Anza Borrego State Park. Come out here. We've got little camping sites over here, and more over here. So you can come over here, park, and then go trail hiking all up in the mountains here. Look at this thing. It's even got a little amphitheater. That's not what I wanted to show you. One of the interesting things that you find more camping sites here. Okay, so just coming up north. So here's where we kind of flew over this, and we're taking a look at this. And this is what we were looking at. Look at this thing here. Zoom that out. That is crazy. What is going on here? We got people all over here. Can we? Oh, here we go. Look at this. So you can come out here. They've got these whatever metal statues placed in the desert. This looks like a serpent. So it's coming. It actually comes across the road here. We'll zoom out and take a look at this. But you can come over here. Get a picture with yourself right there. That's pretty cool. And I think, what is this, the back side here? Somebody taking a picture of it. Let me go ahead and zoom out again. Actually, let me kill this one. I got another one over here. Here's another one that I was looking at. I think I was looking at the road here. And there's actually a couple other ones that that you can look at here. So let's see here. Let's take a look at some of these pictures. Here you go. Look at that one. So as you're driving down the road here, all of a sudden you got this serpent, and on the other side is its tail. And you got a couple other spots that have got these giant sculptures put into place. There's a bunch. Yeah, if you're a motorcycle rider, nice day trip. Take a look at the flowers. See these sculptures. Pretty neat. Go ahead and kill this and get rid of this. Somewhere around here. You know what I want to do? I want to show you this. This is what I was looking at for from the air. So there's the tail part, and here's the other part. So if let's do a street view right here. There we go. So there's the tail. He's diving down into the sand. And going up the other way. So something to see when you get your hamburger for $150 here. Anyway, guys, thanks for tagging along for my little sightseeing tour. Don't know where we're gonna go next, but I'm sure I'll do another video here in the Piper, and we'll head out and take a look at some more sites. Till next time, bye.